Okay. Live stream, there we go. Live stream on Facebook. I might as well do live stream on YouTube. Let's do it on Facebook. There we go. So we are live streaming. We will be in a few seconds. Got a few more buttons to press. And go live. Preparing to live stream any second now. All the tubes all across the information superhighway are going to line up, and we're going to be live streaming any second now. Fast as the speed of light. There we go. Any second now. And your happy smiling face stuff on Facebook, Walter.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
It is live now.
World famous on Facebook. Okay, guys. Well, good to see you, and thanks for being here. We, as you know, we've got most of, or a lot of our team leaders are away in Kuala Lumpur right now at the global launch event. So we did think it was going to be a long time between them leaving and them coming back and having another Zoom call. So we thought we'd do a Zoom call today, and probably either another one tomorrow or Friday. There's another one today, in fact, in 4 hours' time. So if you have people, if you see this presentation and you like it, you want to bring some people back or come back and see it again, maybe get a different angle on things, then you're welcome back in 4 hours' time. There's, like I said, we'll probably do the same again, this time tomorrow or this time on Friday. We haven't decided yet. So, yeah, welcome. This is a new style presentation. What I'm going to do is do a standard sort of presentation that has a lot of stuff built into it. So if you've got any questions, save them till the end or drop them in the chat, and Walter will be able to handle most things for you, if not everything. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll have a look at the presentation I've set up for you. Okay, so welcome to BitHarvest, and BitHarvest is all about empowering Bitcoin mining. You'll see why we want to empower Bitcoin mining as we go through the presentation. The very first thing we're going to do is have a look at a disclaimer, because I don't want to be responsible for anything you do. So the disclaimer is that nothing in this presentation constitutes legal or financial advice. I'm not qualified, I'm not licensed in some cases, so I don't do that. Your results will be affected by the crypto markets, and therefore any earnings or prices stated are not guaranteed, but are given for illustration purposes only. In particular, any dollar equivalents of Bitcoin or BTH amounts are subject to market changes on a second-by-second basis. And as you look in your back office, you will see some of these prices changing before your very eyes. You are responsible for carrying out your own due diligence, which includes whether or not to get involved with BitHarvest, and how much money you will spend initially and over a period of time. I'm going to talk about a couple of strategies later where once you're involved and you've already made your initial spend, you won't need to spend any more money out of your pocket. But that's only a strategy. You can do what you like. It's your business. You're in charge. In this presentation, I'm going to cover the company and why it was created. In my experience, this is the most important part of the whole presentation, because you can have all sorts of good ideas for platforms, good ideas for businesses. As a business analyst and a business consultant, I've talked to people over the years about exploding hobby syndrome, where it's a great business, but there's no real company behind it. There's no business acumen behind it. It's just somebody with a good idea. And there are so many of those on the internet that I want to help you avoid those. The key thing is to find a company that is good, solid, reliable, well set up, got a good corporate structure, is regulatory is compliant in all respects, has enough money behind it to do the things it wants to do, has trained people, licensed people, insurances, an HR department, good quality officers to work from, and so on. So all the things you would expect to see from a good quality company. Imagine you're going to give your money to a good quality company in which and you're expecting them to be able to produce a return for you for the rest of your life. You wouldn't give it to Joe Lunchbucket who's living above a kebab shop in Croydon. Okay, so the company and why it was created is the most important part of the presentation. But we also want to look at the BitBoosters and what they do. The BitBoosters are the product produced by the company BitHarvest. Some people want to join this just for the passive earnings, which is absolutely fine. I'll show you how the passive earnings business works, and you can take that and just build a passive earnings business. The compensation plan for those of us who want to develop a team building approach to this, how to get started in the company, how to use the back office, and how to keep in touch with the BitHarvest community. So that's the format of the presentation. So when you're looking at getting involved in something, an online business in particular, you've got to consider what do you want and what do you get, what are you looking for from the company? And I suggest that you do want something from the company. You want to be very demanding of the company. You want them to be the very best that they can be. But for yourself, you're probably looking either for income, so a bit more money than you're making right now, maybe making some money passively, or if you are going to spend some time actively building a business, you want really good rewards, really good income. You want security of that income. If possible, you want long-term growth, not just what you can achieve, with your own bare hands, but you want to be able to send your money out to work for you, because if you send money out to work for you, then you and money are working, you can make more money. You want it to be a real world asset, not something that's just thought up and is buried somewhere on the internet and it doesn't really exist. It's just a money game. Okay, because those have a way of coming back to bite you. You want to be able to grow your asset. Possibly, not everybody does, but possibly you do, because if you have a larger asset producing an income, then it can become a larger income. You want to have peace of mind. You don't want to be second guessing every single thing you do and worrying about every single step of the way. You want peace of mind. And for a lot of us, it's important that we leave a legacy, something for future generations. We want to leave a footprint on the world, not just, we were here and we drank our bit of the milk and we ate our bit of the food, and it's something more than that. We made an impact, we made a difference. Other people will talk about us after we've gone, and possibly even we'll go down in history, even if it's only our own family history, as being the person that started the dynasty, the person that generated the money for future generations to thrive, grow, and and succeed in the things they're doing. So that, some of those things might have sparked some interest in you, and if that's the case, then pay attention, because this business will definitely be for you. So what do you want from the company? Well, you need them to be reliable. You also want to get support from the company, and we've got so much support from this company. You want them to be legal and compliant. Okay, you don't want the regulators coming in and shutting them down. You want their business to address real world applications. Okay, not something that only survives for a few months or maybe a couple of years. You want to be solving a real world problem, which we do, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. You want a fair reward for your work. You don't want a company that's constantly money grabbing and trying to nickel and dime you out of your just desserts. There are many businesses out there that operate binary structures and forced matrices and things like this. And in my opinion, they're all designed to prevent you from, or prevent the company from having to pay you what you've actually earned. When one leg's got to be 40% more than this other leg, and if it's a Tuesday with a fair wind, downhill behind you, then you get your bonus, and if not, then you don't. And to me, that's rubbish. If you've done the work, you should get paid the rewards. You want a business that's going to be around for a long time, or a company that's around for a long time, long-term viability. And we're getting involved in Bitcoin mining, And Bitcoin mining is going to be around for at least another 120 years, and probably a lot longer than that, because we actually get paid not only from the mining, but from the transaction fees. And there is always going to be transaction fees as long as there's Bitcoin. And Bitcoin will outlast all other currencies, all other monetary systems around right now. If you were to leave Earth, go faster than light, turn around and come back and land back here in 500 years, the whole planet would probably be using Bitcoin, and there wouldn't be any other form of monetary exchange in use, because Bitcoin is here for the long term. You also want a company to provide you with something that's simple to duplicate, because if you want to grow a business in an active way, duplication is the key, and the more simple that duplication is, the faster it grows, and that's just a fact of building a business of this type. So that might be what you want from you or for you and from the company. So just very briefly about Bitcoin, there are only 4 ways to obtain Bitcoin. You can buy it, and some people talk about trading Bitcoin, but trading is just another version of or variation on buying it, because all you're doing for trading is you're buying Bitcoin just with a different coin. That's all. A second way is you can take it in payment for your goods and services. Not many people are doing that. Some are, and it's growing, and it will be commonplace to be buying things on the high street with Bitcoin. But if you want Bitcoin, you could exchange your goods and services for somebody else's Bitcoin. You could steal Bitcoin if you're clever enough, or you could find it and then steal it. I don't rate either of those things, and I certainly don't want to get involved in that. And the fourth option is to mine it. Mining is the cheapest and most reliable way to obtain Bitcoin. It's not cheap. I didn't say it was cheap, because these mining farms that mine Bitcoin have massive overheads and massive startup costs. However, it is the cheapest and most reliable way to obtain Bitcoin. BitHarvest has put ordinary people into pole position where anyone who wants to can earn personal wealth from Bitcoin mining, because sometimes we look at these things and we say, have I missed the boat? Bitcoin's been around for 15 years now. Am I too late? And if you were a newcomer into the internet 15 years after the internet got started and the dot-com bubble had come and gone, and proper businesses have been established, you would probably be saying, well, yes, I am a little bit late to that party. However, BitHarvest has made sure that we can still earn a lot of money from Bitcoin for the next 120 years, probably a lot longer than that. So we're in pole position. We don't need to have done anything with Bitcoin before we get here. We just need to do something with it now. There's an old Chinese proverb that would say, if I were to paraphrase Confucius, he would say the best time to get involved in Bitcoin was 15 years ago. The next best time is right now. Okay, don't wait another day. Get started. Start earning Bitcoin today. So the company, Bitcoin that has been around since 2009, but many governments around the world ignored it until 2016. Something happened in 2016. There was an exchange involved that went bust. Nothing to do with Bitcoin. It was to do with their bad management. But now governments are looking for ways to control and regulate it, but they're unable to do so. And governments like to control things. That's why all the fiat currency that they produce, the dollars, the pounds, the yen, the euros, and so on, are all being eaten away by inflation. Inflation is built into their monetary system, and so that's why the money, people are getting poorer over time, is because of inflation. And if they were to be able to get hold of Bitcoin and regulate it, that's exactly what would happen with Bitcoin as well. But luckily, Bitcoin is untouchable. There are no people involved at all. With most cryptocurrencies, there are people involved, or there are people who can get involved and change the rules, change the contract, change the programming. Okay, with Bitcoin, nobody can do that. It's completely unassailable. And so that's it. It's the towering giant on the crypto landscape. Maybe not necessarily in market cap, although it's much larger than even its next biggest rival. It's unassailable because nobody can tamper with the algorithm. Earning or holding Bitcoin carries a certainty of wealth, and that's not just me speaking. That's a lot of money people have said that earning and holding Bitcoin guarantees your wealth for the future. Experts disagree on the projected price, but they all agree that Bitcoin will appreciate in value massively in the coming years. We don't know to what level, but it's definitely going to increase. So these four bullet points, if you like, show us the certainty of wealth. It's going to have long-term appreciation. It's volatile in any short term, but over the long term, it's definitely going up, and it will continue to go up forever, pretty much. Technology and market maturity. Okay, the blockchain, so the world is ready for blockchain technology, and it was 15 years ago. And so it's an idea whose time has come, and in that sense, it's also unstoppable. Diversification of investment portfolio. So although it's highly volatile, the price is highly volatile, it's shown significant potential for long-term appreciation. And there is a Bitcoin ecosystem boom. More and more people are becoming aware of cryptocurrencies and are becoming discerning as to the cryptocurrencies they want to use and hold. Bitcoin, being the towering giant, is getting a lot of attention. And all the people who are big in cryptocurrency, who know about these things, will gravitate towards Bitcoin. So that's why you have a certainty of wealth. If you hold one Bitcoin now that's worth approximately $65,000 right now, at some point in the future, we don't quite know when, but at some point in the future, it's going to be worth $1 million. Later, it's going to be worth 5 million. Later, it's going to be worth 10 million. Okay, so you're definitely going to become wealthy by being involved in Bitcoin mining. So the price predictions from some very clever people. The Standard Chartered Bank said that it could hit 150,000 in 2024 and 250,000 next year. If they're going to hit the 150,000, then they're better going to wriggle on, because it's July already. But it's all achievable, and $250,000 next year is very achievable. Robert Kiyosaki is a tremendous money man. He loves to talk about income producing assets, and he thinks that it will be $500,000 by 2025. And Kathy Woods from ARK Investments, very, very clever lady, predicts that it could reach 1.5 million by 2030. And we'll talk about some more price projections a little bit later from some other equally clever people. So the challenge that's been facing Bitcoin is the speed of transactions. And miners have their earnings cut in half approximately every 4 years by a pre-programmed halving of earned Bitcoin. And this is what's driving the price of Bitcoin up, this halving. It basically ensures that the price will increase, because you have to work twice as hard after the halving to earn the same amount of money you did before. The inventor of Bitcoin envisaged that technological development would ensure that before these problems were encountered, the technology would be in place to handle them, because, you know, computing technology is doubling every year. It used to double every 5 years, and then every 2 years, and every 6 months, and so on. And so they predicted that by the time these problems became apparent, that the Bitcoin network was slowing down, that we'd be using faster mining rigs, faster computing, faster internet, and so on and so forth. That didn't quite happen because nobody really spotted the problem, and having spotted the problem, the technology wasn't around to sort it out. However, as soon as some clever people in BitHarvest identified the problem, turned their attention to it, they developed the company and the BitBoosters, the products, to take care of that technological or that dearth in technology that's needed in order to keep the blockchain up to date. So that's why it was created, is because there was a need for Bitcoin blockchain to get back to being a good, solid, fast, reliable blockchain. So the forerunner is BitHarvest, and in fact, as far as we know, it's the only runner. Nobody else has announced devices like this or launch like this. So it's a marketplace that we are not only the leaders, we're the only ones in it. The CEO of BitHarvest and one of the co-founders is a chap called Logan Lee. He's been involved in the financial industry for a very, very long time, for decades. And is very, very well versed in the financial running of a company. So let's look at Logan Lee. He's the CEO and co-founder, and his expertise has put him in a great position for the strategic partnerships, the international business development that this venture needs. And you'll see him on some of our videos in a minute. And he's got a great understanding of the blockchain, where it's going, and how they are not only in the blockchain industry, they are actually creating it, they're actually developing it the way they want it to be. So, like I say, very clever chap. One of the other co-founders, so the other co-founder and the CTO is the legendary Lenny Herlin, who was involved in the Ethereum core development project. So, yeah, one of the mainstays of the crypto industry, and he was part of the development project. So, you know, a bit of a legend in his own time, and you know, and a big dog, if you like, a big player in the crypto world. Okay, so he's a distinguished genius in the blockchain sectors. People know this guy. He's a big dog. So these are the people that founded the company. We also have a world-class development team. Okay, so these people are leaders in their field, are certainly very well trained, very competent in and on board with what we're doing with the blockchain, with Bitcoin mining. So the company's recently earned its MSB license, and I'm amazed at how many companies I look at in this sector that don't even have their MSB license. It's kind of the stepping stone, or the first step, if you like, towards compliance. The MSB license is issued by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Agency, FinCEN, within the US government. And it's important that they're within the US government, because they're the people who they're the strictest government, if you like, on the planet for the operation, for Bitcoin operations, or for cryptocurrency operations. So if they're happy with what we're doing, the rest of the world definitely is. Any company that wants to operate financial services on the internet and who want to remain legal should have this license, but many people don't have. When I check a company, that's one of the first things I look for. BitHarvest achieved this within the first 2 months of operating, and very few companies operating in this space have achieved this. And it is a symbol or an indication of the company's openness and transparency. You don't go up to the SEC or the FinCEN and you know, declare to them what you're doing and open your doors for them to come and inspect what you're doing if you're trying to hide things. You just don't do that. So it's a symbol of the company's openness and transparency. So there's the MSB license. You can read all about it. There's the registration number. There's a QR code. You can scan that if you want to, and go and look at their Financial Crimes Enforcement Network Department registration on the US website, US government website. So feel free to do that. The company, it has headquarters. It's 8,000 square foot office complex in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Here are some of the facilities. We've got a great reception area. We've got some breakout rooms. We've got the server farm here on the right. I don't know if you can see that, the server farm here. Another great breakout area here where people just chat and meet and so on. There's also some more breakout rooms here. Okay, there's a boardroom, there's a theatre style conference room, another breakout room. So huge offices. Because they always have groups of people coming through, you can drop in there unannounced if you want to, but it'd be much better if you wanted to go there. Just let them know they're coming, you're coming, and they would meet and greet you, show you around and so on. They do a lot of that, and we'll show you that in a few seconds. Individuals and groups are welcome to the head office to check it out, or to attend one of the many meetings or conferences. So let's have a look at some people who have decided to do that. Okay, the video actually goes on quite a bit longer than that, because even though it's only been open for a few months, they've had tons and tons of groups of people through there to have a look and see what's going on. And what struck me about all of these people, though most of them are from Asian countries, certainly the initial visitors were, they look like me and you. They're just ordinary people hoping to get involved in something that's going to make a difference to their lives. And they're just there to check things out. So feel free, if you want to go there, let your leaders know, and or let somebody know, and we can arrange for the company. We're going to arrange for you to go and visit. The company is a great advocate for the whole industry. So they're not just about their own company. They exhibit at crypto exhibitions, again adding to the openness of the company, because these crypto exhibitions, if you are a bit of a faker, if your product doesn't really work, if you're just sort of trying to fly below the radar, you don't go and open up in these exhibitions and display your goods and discuss with your peers what you're doing if you're not a genuine open company. And we'll go through a little bit of that in a few seconds. So here's Logan Lee, the crypto exhibition in Dubai 2024, about 6 weeks ago now, and they achieved an award. We'll talk about that in a second. And they're also going to be at the Blockchain Life in Dubai in 2024, so we can all get along there and meet the company if we want to. So this isn't a company that's trying to hide away and do anything underhand or deceitful. They're just open and out there. They're open for business. They're out there doing business. And so that gave me great faith, because anytime I've been involved in an industry where people are out there at exhibitions, they're the good companies that are exhibiting. So BitBoosters won awards for innovation at its very first exhibition. Let's just have a look at that.
Crypto Expo Dubai presents top cryptocurrency mining service provider in the GCC. And the winner is BitHarvest.
And this is what the company thought of it.
We did it. BitBooster just took home the Best Cryptocurrency Mining Service Provider Award here at the Dubai Crypto Expo. This recognition is a huge honor, but for us, this is just the beginning. We are committed to relentless innovation, pushing the boundaries of technology to transform the whole mining industry. We believe that our BitBooster, through continuous breakthrough, will lead the charge towards a more efficient and sustainable mining future.
Okay, so within 10 seconds, he's acknowledged the fact they won the award. The most companies would be gushing over for days and days. Within 10 seconds, he said, yeah, we've done that. We're very proud. And now let's look at the future. And that's exactly what the guy is like. He's just constantly thinking of the future, the company, and us. And it's great to see such a forward-thinking company, or to work with them. So let's have a recap about why the company was created. Bitcoin mining farms lose revenue every 4 years. For mining farms to embrace new technology is expensive and slow. I mean, it's taken them this long, 15 years, to build up to have all those hundreds of thousands of mining rigs. If they have to swap them out every so often, every time technology updates, they'd be forever swapping machines out, perfectly good working machines, for more expensive models. So there's a limited amount of money in the industry to allow them to do that. Mining farms needed an additional boost to their earnings, and the Bitcoin network was becoming slower and slower over time. The Bitcoin network needed a boost, and there are, and looking at it from a different angle, there are millions of people out here who need to make additional income. And the solution to all of that is BitHarvest, and in particular, the deployment of BitBoosters. So let's look at BitBoosters and see what they do.
In the world built of data and code, each leap in technology profoundly transforms our reality. But within the specific domain of Bitcoin mining, the essence of true technological advancement remains a question. Enter BitBooster, a groundbreaking innovation engineered to revolutionize the Bitcoin mining landscape, confronting the dual obstacle of energy efficiency and mining efficacy. BitBooster emerges not merely as a solution, but as the vanguard of Bitcoin empowerment. Harnessing cutting-edge technology, BitBooster transcends traditional mining constraints, propelling energy efficiency to unprecedented heights.
BitBooster transcends the notion of a mere product. It is a manifestation of BitHarvest's visionary foresight into the mining industry's future. Central to our innovation in the enhancement of energy efficiency, the reduction consumption, and the boost mining efficiency, positioning miners at the forefront of ESG competitive mining.
BitBooster, with its unique BitHash protocol, incorporates two technologies: hash aggregation and filtering, and hash strategy optimization. This, combined with the self-learning prowess of AI technology, equips mining rigs with a streamlined program. The result? A significant leap in mining efficiency and a heightened likelihood of successfully computing Bitcoin blocks. Each enhancement in computational power, every watt saved, marks a stride towards progress. Yet the quest for the ideal equilibrium between energy conservation and operational efficiency persists.
BitBooster was conceived to alleviate these challenges, transforming mining from environmental toil into a model of sustainability. The ripple effects of BitBooster extend far beyond mere problem solving. As we delve deeper and refine this technology, it begins to energize the Bitcoin mining ecosystem, spying unparalleled value for miners, investors, and the environment alike.
The BitBooster stands as an essential innovation within the Bitcoin ecosystem, empowering mining farms with enhanced profitability for their rigs. Simultaneously, it boosts Bitcoin yields for BitBooster miners while anchoring BitHarvest to a sustainable business ethos. The symbiotic model fuels BitHarvest's boundless operational runway, amplifying its ability to build and sustain a flourishing community.
At BitHarvest, safeguarding Bitcoin's integrity and fostering its ecosystem resonate as our unified consensus. Bitcoin's SHA-256, an algorithm renowned for its formidable security, means that each halving escalates the demand for advanced mining configurations. BitBoosters adeptly addresses this challenge. Its scalability presents a trade-off against security. This limitation on Bitcoin's liquidity in decentralized networks has necessitated the development of an additional features for the BitBooster accelerator, we call POC mining.
POC mining, or proof of calculation mining protocol, set to be deployed on BitBooster, enables miners to concurrently mine Bitcoin and secure another decentralized Bitcoin sidechain network at the same time, the BitHarvest network. This network allows for Bitcoin transactions at lower miner fees and the application of Bitcoin in DeFi, GameFi, SocialFi, and other decentralized financial applications.
Today, we are not merely activating more Bitcoin. We aim to empowering the Bitcoin ecosystem and unleash its true wealth. Our commitment is to dismantle prevailing barriers, popularize Bitcoin mining, and building a decentralized Bitcoin economy world. Together, empower the Bitcoin ecosystem.
Excellent. So BitHarvest have designed and manufactured a USB device. You got that from the video. We just call it a bit booster or even a booster for short. The boosters won awards. We've covered that. And the boosters are purchased by us. So this is how we use them. The boosters are purchased by us and our customers. They're put to work in our booster farm where they connect with our Bitcoin mining partners to help them increase their production of Bitcoin. So people often ask, you know, do you get sent this booster? Do you plug it into your own computer? No, it stays in the booster farm because you don't have the right technology, your house. You don't have the legal agreements with the mining farms and so on. So although you own the BitBooster, once you purchase it, it stays in the head office and gets plugged into the booster farm. I'll cover your ownership of it in a little bit. So this is the BitBooster, the Bitcoin mining booster AI70 Pro, and it connects to the Antminers S21, Antminer T21, Avalon, Dragon Mint, and so on. And it produces hash power of 70 terahash per second. Okay, 70 terahash per second is pretty swift. It's that's a lot of power, and you know, that's where they operate. And they can basically help miners increase their efficiency by between 100% and 300%. So that's a doubling, a trebling, or a quadrupling, or sorry, tripling or quadrupling of the Bitcoin miners' efforts on their own. Okay, and it tells us the daily profitability, how much Bitcoin that we can expect to mine per day. So connecting their mining rigs to our boosters allows mining farms to increase their productivity by 100% to 300%, and this additional profit is shared out in an equitable fashion. So the mining farms get to keep the lion's share of this extra profit. They keep 60% of that extra profit. And the BitHarvest, the company, gets 10% because we want the company to be profitable and make money and grow and be there for to do all the exhibits and so on and so forth, or exhibitions. So we want the company to be succeeding, but we also want to get paid for our share, which is 30%. And our 30% pays the two main parts of the payment system for us is the passive income earning and the active compensation plan. So our 30% is split between those two parts. So in the same way that Airbnb is the largest accommodation provider in the world, but doesn't own any properties, and Uber is the largest transportation company in the world, but doesn't own any vehicles, BitHarvest will be, it says there it is the largest mining operation. I believe it would be more accurate to say BitHarvest will be the largest mining operation on the planet, but doesn't own a single mining rig. Instead, we apply our technology to existing mining rigs to improve their performance. So how does that work? Well, if you look on the left-hand side here, the historical hash is the way that the mining rigs deal with the problem. They have, you know, the calculations they have to do. Basically, it's very brute force. They just start at the beginning, keep adding numbers until they get to the right answer. Whereas what we do is we take all of that information, all of that data, we get rid of the data that's clearly false or corrupted, so we don't waste computing power on that. And then we aggregate them together and use our hash strategy optimization tools. And what that it does basically is like a half-split diagnostic method on the data. So we don't start at the beginning and just work until we get the answer. We use a clever algorithm to narrow down where the answer is going to be until and within a few very short steps, we get down to the right answer very quickly, much quicker than the brute force approach. So typically 3 or 4 times faster than the mining rigs. Okay, so that's kind of how they work. I was going to say something else about that, but it's gone from my head right now, so no matter, moving along. So let's look at what the problems were, what the miners, sorry, the problems early miners faced, which is a lot to do with the amount of electricity used to generate the Bitcoin. So let's have a look at that.
In the world of Bitcoin, the development of mining technology has been continuously advancing. Today, let's explore the journey, the innovation of Bitcoin mining. Looking back, traditional miners relied on their own computing power for mining. This meant using individual devices, facing challenging algorithms and increasingly difficult tasks. Although this demonstrated the early spirit of independence in digital currency, efficiency and profitability were limited by personal resources. Over time, pool mining emerged, revolutionizing the process. By pooling the computational power of multiple miners, pool mining significantly improved efficiency and potential profitability compared to independent miners. All miners receive proportional rewards for participating in pool mining. As technology advances, booster mining came into existence, further innovating the process. By aggregating the hash power of multiple mining machines, filtering the hashes, and providing optimized hash strategies, mining machines greatly enhanced mining efficiency and profitability potential. This not only reduced the entry threshold but also democratized the mining process. Mining is an important and integral part of Bitcoin that ensures fairness while keeping the Bitcoin network stable, safe, and secure.
Okay, so let's see how we do it now with the booster.
Discover how BitHarvest's Bitcoin booster mining, the BitBooster, enhances your mining efficiency. Introducing the BitHash protocol by BitHarvest, a breakthrough powered by machine learning and AI. It features two core technologies, hash aggregation and filtering and hash strategy optimization, revolutionizing your mining process. Step 1. Activating BitBooster. When a BitHarvest miner purchases the Bitcoin Mining Booster AI70 Pro, or BitBooster, it connects to our partner mining farms. Activating the BitHash protocol, it begins to accelerate mining efficiency dramatically. How does BitBooster work? Firstly, hash aggregation and filtering. This process aggregates hashes from various machines and filters out false hashes, eliminating redundancy. It is like a server room where big data is analyzed for precision. Secondly, hash strategy optimization. This strategy analyzes aggregated hashes to solve the SHA-256 algorithm more effectively. Unlike traditional methods of random hash computations, BitHash protocol optimizes the sequence, clockwise, anti-clockwise, or patterned. It's a shift from adding ones to make 10, to adding 3s and a 1. Step 2. Increased mining efficiency. With the Bitcoin Mining Booster AI70 Pro, each unit can aggregate about 70 TH per second, offering tailored solutions. This innovation boosts efficiency by an astonishing 100% to 300% in our partner mining farms. Step 3. Additional income for BitBooster miners. As efficiency soars, BitBooster miners reap the benefits. The increase in Bitcoin rewards, between 100% and 300%, is directly passed on to our BitBooster miners. BitHarvest, revolutionizing Bitcoin mining, enhancing efficiency, maximizing return.
So a world of difference between the early problems and how we now deal with that with boosters. So in return, we're paid a proportion of the increased productivity in Bitcoin every single day. So an example of improved productivity, what does it mean in dollars? So if a mining rig is producing $15 per day of Bitcoin, the costs of running that rig are $7.50. Therefore, the profit is really only $7.50 per day. And that gets delivered to the mining pool at the end of the day. Connecting to our boosters allows that profit to be increased to between $15, so double, and $30 a day. And when it's sent to the mining pool, 10% of the profit is allocated to the company, and the company goes to the mining pool to collect their earnings every single day. When sent to the mining pool, 30% of the profit is allocated to us. So when the company goes to the mining pool, it collects some of our earnings to distribute throughout the compensation plan in USDT and Bitcoin, and it allocates the remainder of the daily profit in equal shares to each active booster in the booster farm. So if you've got 10 boosters and I've got 20, I'd receive twice as much Bitcoin as you would. Okay, so it's just shared out pro rata for the number of Bitcoins, the number of bit boosters that you hold. And so typically each booster is allocated $5 to $10 worth of Bitcoin per day as passive income. That's with the price of Bitcoin as it is right now. And so your Bitcoin then remains in the mining pool waiting for us, the BitBooster owners, to withdraw it. So you see in your back office, you'll see how much is waiting for you in the mining pool. But when you withdraw, you actually go to the mining pool and request the money be sent to you. So let's recap on boosters and what they do. They improve mining efficiency from the Bitcoin mining farms. The company gets a share of the increased profit, and we get a share of the increased profit. Some of the profit we receive is passive income, an equal share of the pot going to each active booster in the booster farm. And some of the profit we receive is active income shared out between teams that are taking part in the optional referral marketing program. So how do we build a passive business, a passive income business? Very, very simple. It's very easy to do. You simply register with BitHarvest using a referral link or a valid username. You buy BitBoosters and you start receiving Bitcoin into your Bitcoin wallet on the second day. In your account page, you enter the external Bitcoin wallet address to which you'd like to withdraw your earnings. And in your BTC wallet, you click on the withdrawal icon. That's it. Withdrawals are processed at midnight Singapore time. So you request them when you want to, and then at midnight Singapore time, that request gets processed. So once you've bought a booster, it becomes active at midnight Singapore time on the day they were inserted into the booster farm, which may be the day after you purchase them, or it may be, depending on the time of day of the purchase, it may be that day, the day you actually purchase them, they may get put into the booster farm that same day. Typical passive earnings are $5 to $10 per booster per day with Bitcoin, the price it is right now. This is paid in Bitcoin directly into your BTC wallet in your back office. Payments are received at or shortly after midnight Singapore time. And to increase your passive income, you increase your hash rate. And to do this, purchase more boosters. You can purchase more boosters with profits or with additional deposits to make another deposit. So you can have a passive earning business just by owning the boosters, buy them once, and they will earn Bitcoin for you every single day forever after. So buying a booster, boosters cost $1,000 per booster. You pay once, earn forever. And you can also buy, if you don't want to buy a whole booster, you can buy 10% shares. So you can buy 10%, 20%, 30%, and so on. And they would cost $100 for each 10% share. You can buy as many shares or whole boosters as you want. There's no limit. So you deposit the full amount to your account and it appears in your USDT wallet. In your USDT wallet, you convert 90% to your purchase wallet. There's an actual icon there that says convert to your purchase wallet. So you convert 90% of it, leaving 10% in your USDT wallet. Then you click on package, select the quantity of boosters you want to purchase. And then when given the option, you select purchase BTH with USDT wallet, because that's where your money is to complete the transaction. We'll cover this a little bit more in a minute. And enter the stated purchase price in the box marked purchase wallet. And click now to buy, click buy now, and then click confirm. That's it. It sounds a little bit complicated, but it really isn't. It's some very simple steps. Click a few buttons, and you are the proud owner of a brand new, shiny, up and running BitBooster. So if the booster price remains $1,000, let's look at what might happen to the Bitcoin price and how that affects your passive daily earnings. With Bitcoin at the price of $70,000, which is heading to in the next few days, you earn between $5 and $10 a day, which is 0.5% to 1% per day. When Bitcoin doubles in price and is now $140,000, you'll be making between $10 and $20 a day, which is 1 to 2%. If Bitcoin increases in price to $280,000, then your passive daily earnings will be $20 to $40, which is 2 to 4%. If Bitcoin increases in price to $560,000, then your passive daily earning is $40 to $80, which compared to the $1,000 that you paid for the booster, that'll be 4% to 8%. And finally, if Bitcoin achieves 1.12 million, your boosters will earn you between $80 and $160 per day, which is 8% to 16% compared to the $1,000 of the BitBooster. Okay, so you can see how even if you only hold one or a fixed number of boosters, forget keep adding on new boosters, but just the number of boosters, so the fixed number of boosters, as the price of Bitcoin increases, so your percentage earning and your passive daily earning actually increases with the price of Bitcoin. So you've seen what happens to daily passive percentage earnings over time as the price of Bitcoin increases. Now look at what happens if instead of spending your Bitcoin, you accumulate it. So if you have one booster and the Bitcoin price gets up to $1 million, let's suppose in 5 years' time, in 5 years' time, you would have earned enough money from your booster or enough Bitcoin from your booster to be worth $200,000 at that price. If you have 5 boosters, the same thing applies. You have Bitcoin price of $1 million, and so you have $1 million worth of Bitcoin. If you have 10 Bitcoin, 10 bit boosters, then the equivalent is $2 million worth of Bitcoin accumulated by you. If you have 50 boosters, and bear in mind, some people got involved in this on day one, they went out and bought 50 boosters. Okay, so that gives you a nest egg of $10 million when Bitcoin gets to $1 million. And if you have 100 boosters, and again, some people have just walked into the door, seen the potential and bought 100 boosters. So 100 boosters isn't particularly a huge amount. Okay, so with the Bitcoin price at 1 million, then you have an income of, so you have a nest egg of 20 million. So you can increase your holdings of BitBooster by reinvesting your Bitcoin on a regular basis. And you do that then to have more and more and more boosters. If you reinvest your profit 100%, then typically you can double your booster holdings every 6 months by reinvesting your Bitcoin. So let's recap about the passive earning business. You buy BitBoosters and earn passive income daily. You pay once and earn forever. You can buy more boosters to increase your daily earnings. You can accumulate Bitcoin to act as a nest egg when Bitcoin hits the right price, and you decide what that price is. You can reinvest earnings to compound your earnings potential. And you can withdraw your Bitcoin to your external wallet on a regular basis, and I recommend that you do. So that's the passive income side. Let's have a look at the compensation plan and team building. In order to grow the companies, you see, if we just have some passive earners, that doesn't do a huge amount to grow the company's influence. So they're happy for us to have that passive income, but they also would like us to be spreading the word about how good their products are and how good their business system is. So in order to grow the company's influence very quickly and on a specified budget, the company's introduced a referral marketing program. The marketing plan or compensation plan rewards leaders for their success in expanding the company. Basically, there are 2 income streams under this section. One is we get paid a one-off sales commission based on the sales of boosters that we influence. And 2, we get paid an ongoing residual income based on the number of active boosters that we've influenced. So those 2 income streams, I'm going to talk about each of them separately. But first of all, they are on the same piece of information, so I'll cover that and separate it out into the 2 income streams. So this section is about the compensation plan, how it rewards us for these 2 activities. Within the compensation plan, there are 7 levels. Number 1 is a customer. Number 2, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, and 6 star. Each level is rewarded with a different percentage for their one-off sales commissions for booster sales, and each level is rewarded with a different percentage for their ongoing residual incomes from booster activity. So the one-off sales commission, the referral income, this shows an overall picture. We'll simplify it in just a second. So down the left-hand side here, we have the 7 different levels. And these 3 columns tell you what you need to do in order to qualify for those levels. So to be a 1 star, you need to have purchased 1 booster yourself. You must have 3 boosters somewhere in the people that you've introduced, and 10 boosters in total in either the people you've introduced or the people they've introduced, and so on. Okay, that puts you into different sort of bracket for referral income and ranking income and same ranking income. So as a customer, you can expect to earn $5 per booster that you sell, but there's no sales commission on team sales and there's no ranking commission. Okay, at the 1-star level, you'll get paid $100 per booster, and from there on you get paid $50 per booster in differential sales, and the same ranking income is $100 per booster. So we'll go through what these different things mean in a minute. But the thing I want to show you is that as your 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and so on, your personal sales go from $100 to $125 per booster, $150 per booster, $175 per booster, $200 per booster, and $225 per booster. Okay, so that's the main point I wanted to go across to you. These other stats don't move, they don't change. It doesn't matter what star level you are at. So let's have a look at the one-off sales commissions. You might say, well, my goal for my one-off sales commissions is to earn $2,000 per month. I'm desperate for money. I'm strapped for cash. How can I make $2,000 a month? Very simple. As a 1-star, sell 20 boosters and you'll make $2,000. Simple. If you're further up the bonus system, 2 stars, you only need to sell 16 boosters, 3 stars, 14 boosters, and so on. So if you are strapped for cash, if you're thinking, well, I don't have any money, okay, don't look at this and say, I can't do that. Say, I want to do that. Now, how do I do it? So ask your local leader. And if you can't get hold of your local leader, come and ask me. I'll teach you how to get out there and sell these boosters to make instant income. If you make the sales today, then you'll receive the commissions tomorrow. So you literally can you literally can earn money almost instantaneously. Do the work today, get paid tomorrow. And if somebody doesn't have any money, if this is their only way of achieving that, then that's a good motivator. You know, a lot of people have a sales job where they get paid tomorrow on what they do, or they get paid on Friday based on the work they did today, and that's involves selling things. So that's the one-off sales commissions, the referral income. So let's look at the ranking income now, the residual income. And the residual income isn't paid on the number of boosters you sell. It's based on the number of active boosters you have in your group at any one time. So as the boosters in your group generate Bitcoin, a small proportion of those earnings will accrue to you. And it's a differential bonus. It's paid on the difference between your ranking percentage and the ranking percentage of each of your groups. So let's look at a very simple example. This is assuming that although you have a number of other groups, we're just assuming you have one group, which is Group A. In reality, you'll have Groups A, B, C, D, E, and a few more probably. Okay, so you have to apply this principle to each of the individual groups to work out how much money you'll receive. So this is very simple. If your ranking percentage is 15% and Group A's at the 10% level, and they're turning over $5,000 volume, being generated by their BitBoosters collectively in the whole group, your differential between these two, between 15 and 10, is 5. And so you get 5% of the 5,000, which is £250. If you're on 20% and Group A is still on 10%, then the differential is 10%, and so the money goes up. If you're on 30% and Group A is still on 10%, they're still doing the same 5,000 turnover, then you're on 20% differential bonus and you make $1,000. Now this illustrates to you that, or should illustrate to you that, it doesn't matter what Group A does. You can still go ahead and build this business, even if Group A are dragging their heels for a few months, or they could be doing anything, could be suffering the vagaries of life, they're off their game for a few weeks. So again, none of that matters. What matters is you have the ability to change your own ranking percentage and therefore to increase your income regardless whatever Group A does. People sometimes have this idea that you sit on top of Group A and you wait for them to grow. No, that's not the case. You get out there and build your business. And sometimes it'll be with Group A, sometimes Group A won't be in your mastermind group, but you'll just be working with groups that are ready to move on. So you're in control of your income, not Group A. You're not sat on them waiting for them to grow. So let's look briefly at the same ranking income. This is a clever part of the plan. Occasionally you want to find yourself on you will find yourself on the same rank as your leader in Group A. This means there's no differential and no differential bonus. And the company set aside 10% as the same ranking income. So when you're on the same rank of the leader of Group A, the person you introduced, you will receive 10% of the volume of Group A. It's been set aside specifically for that purpose. If the person you've introduced is still at a lower level than you, but there's a person on the same level as you further down in their group, okay, that's absolutely fine. You'll receive your differential bonus on the groups that are not at your level, and you'll receive the same ranking income on the groups that are at your level. So it's set up so that you will definitely get the reward for your effort, for your the work that you've done. So potential combined income. So we've got, this isn't including the passive income. Sorry, it is. It's including the passive income. So let's have a look at this one-off sales commission. For 1 star is $585. 2 star is $2,700. 3 star is $6,750. 4 star is $20,000. 5 star is $60,000. Of 6 star is $193,000. Okay, so these are the minimum amounts. What that means is by the time you get to 6 star, you would have earned $193,000 in one-off sales commissions. Okay, so and then of course bear in mind that you're going to be receiving $225 per booster that you sell at that point going forward. Okay, so you can see there's good money in the sales. Not everybody's going to be involved in the sales. Not everybody wants to be a salesperson. But for those who do want to, or for those who are prepared to learn, there is really good money in the sales commissions. Okay, then we have the monthly residual incomes. Now, this is due to the fact that you have a number of boosters in your group, and they are all earning Bitcoin every single day. Some of that money comes to you as monthly residual earnings. So as a 1 star, you're earning $238 per month, roughly. 2 star, $1,350 per month. 3 star, $3,800 per month. 4 star, $12,000 per month. 5 star, $23,000 per month. And 6 star, $47,500. Now that's in a combination of Bitcoin and USDT. And what a lot of people do is they take that USDT and spend it. That's what pays their bills and their holidays and so on. And then they do what's in column 4, which is accumulate the Bitcoin. So if you save up the Bitcoin part of your residual income, after 5 years, you'll have 0.195 Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin is $1 million, that's 195,000. So you've invested $1,000 to buy a booster and sell some boosters yourself. And so your $1,000 now is worth $195,000. That's not a bad return on investment. And like I said just now, if it takes 6 years, that's fine. If it takes 4 years, that's fine. It'll definitely get to be $1 million at some point. Now, as a 2 star, you earn just over 1 whole Bitcoin, which is worth $1 million. 3 star, you get nearly 3 whole Bitcoins, which is $2.7 million. At 4 star, you get 8.6 Bitcoin, which is 8,600,000. As 5 star, you can accumulate over the 5 years 16.42 Bitcoin, which is $16,420. And yeah, and at 6 stars, you'll have accumulated 33 Bitcoin over the 5 years, which is worth 33 million. Okay, so this is just a case of putting your put your hat and coat on, go to work, do some work, get up to 6 stars, and in the next 5 years earn $33 million worth of Bitcoin. Okay, now these are minimum levels. This is just following the company's guidelines for what you need to achieve to hit those different star levels. And of course, you're not going to stop at those star levels. That's based on the number of boosters in your group and the number of people in your group. And so, you're not going to get to that qualification and then say, right, everybody just stop now. I don't want you to do any more. Of course, they've got their own agenda, so they're going to carry on growing their business. So as an absolute minimum, you will achieve these figures after 5 years. So that's the combined income of the one-off sales commissions and the residual earnings, and then the accumulated Bitcoin after 5 years. And some of that accumulated Bitcoin is your own passive income. So registration, we covered most of this in the passive earnings section. It's very simple. You get the referral link from the person who introduced you to BitHarvest, or get their username to register. Once registered, set up your 2FA, and if you don't know how to do that, search Google for set up 2FA. Mr. Google knows everything. Add your 3 withdrawal wallet addresses in your accounts page, one for Bitcoin, one for USDT TRC20, and one for USDT ERC20, and make a deposit in USDT to purchase as many boosters as you want. So this is a very quick video about how to buy a BitBooster. The layout of the back office has changed, but I just want you to see how quick and easy it is to buy a booster. I think this is a 48-second video.
How to buy BitBooster with one-click BTH purchase. In this video, we'll guide you through the process of buying BitBooster with one-click BTH purchase. Sign in to your BitHarvest account. Click on Buy Booster. Click on Buy Now. Click on Purchase BTH using USDT Wallet. This means you will purchase an equivalent $100 amount of BTH directly from your USDT wallet as a payment for BitBooster. Note, please make sure you have sufficient balance in your USDT wallet. Select the wallet you want to use and enter the amount. Click on Purchase Now. Finally, click Confirm to complete your purchase. That's it. You've learned how to buy BitBooster with one-click BTH purchase.
Okay, now there's another video here, which is the back office walkthrough. I'm not going to play this. It's available and you can look at it in your own time. The reason I'm not going to play it is it's over 20 minutes long. But it does show the new layout of the back office, and it shows you how to buy a BitBooster. It's kind of similar to what you've just seen. The buttons are slightly different, but you'll be able to figure it out from what you've just seen. So I'm not going to go through that. We'll save that for another day. So join the BitHarvest community, because many people bemoan the fact they've missed out on all the great trends over the last 50 years. I remember as a young man, a friend of my brother was invited to go to London to talk to a company called McDonald's. They were expanding their franchises into the UK, and for £50,000, he could have, this is back in the 1960s, he could have purchased one of the first McDonald's franchises. And he thought about it long and hard, and eventually decided he's not going to do that. And his reasoning was that in the UK we don't eat burgers, we eat fish and chips, we eat pie and chips, we eat pasties, we don't eat burgers. Okay, and he's regretted that decision for the whole of his life. So, you know, that's crazy, because he had actually plenty of time to start again and do something else, but he just kept on raking over the same old ground about how he missed his opportunity. But there have been opportunities over the years to buy properties at rock bottom prices, or people got involved in the computer revolution. There were opportunities to get involved in the internet revolution, and of course, most recently, the crypto revolution. And people look at these things that have happened and they say, I've missed the boat. But of course, if you were to look at the internet landscape right now, Some of the biggest companies available on the internet they weren't there in the 1990s. They only got in 3 or 4 years ago. Some of them are brand new. They only started this year. And because they're doing things differently, they've reinvented things, innovation. Okay, they are now the leading industry of something that's been a fairly well-established industry for the last 20 years. Again, the same with properties. A lot of people are getting involved in properties and making money using brand new techniques, brand new systems, brand new strategies. Okay, and so nothing's a closed door. But a lot of people look at the crypto industry and say, I've missed the boat. And what I'm going to tell you is you absolutely have not missed the boat. BitHarvest is here to make sure that all of us can make personal wealth and generational wealth by getting involved with Bitcoin right now. As Confucius said, the best time was 15 years ago. The next best time is right now. And if you're going to get involved in anything with Bitcoin, the way to do it is to use the innovation, use the new technology, use the new systems and new strategies, which is BitHarvest. Okay, going back in time to do what people were doing in 2014, building their own rigs and cooling them down with, cryogenic fluids and all sorts of things, liquids and so on, and hooking up to the grid that way. That's all old hat. That hasn't worked now for a long time. That's why people need the BitBoosters. That's why people need BitHarvest. So if you're going to get involved in Bitcoin, I recommend you do, get involved in BitHarvest. It's not too late. In fact, the door is wide open. It's exactly the right time. Michael Saylor is one of the wealthiest men in the world. Let's see what he says about Bitcoin. He predicts it's going to reach 10 million per coin. And he says Bitcoin is the only asset you need. It's the only real asset. Everything else is fake. Okay, so that's it. That's his thoughts. All the other cryptocurrencies, all the fiat currencies, all the stocks and shares and everything else, the government bonds, everything else, that's all really second rate as far as he's concerned, because Bitcoin is the unassailable asset that the world needs. The Wall Street has said that there's some optimistic predictions. Bitcoin can reach 500,000 price. It doesn't say when, but it can soar by 635% to 5,480%. Again, these are people on Wall Street whose job is to make money, so they probably know a thing or two. And even if they're wrong if they're 50% wrong, it's still a massive increase for Bitcoin. Bitcoin price may soar to $130,000. Okay, and here they're saying that Peter Brandt is saying 150,000 by 2025, which is only 5 or 6 months away. It's not that long. Jack Dorsey, you may know Jack Dorsey is the founder of Twitter, who made an absolute killing when he sold Twitter to Elon Musk. He's now got a company called Block, and he thinks that Bitcoin is going to reach $1 million per coin by 2030. And just to show you that he's putting his money where his mouth is, he's diverting 10% of his earnings from Block into buying Bitcoin. Every single month, he's going to be buying Bitcoin with 10% of his company's profit. And Jack Dorsey is a very, very wealthy man, very clever man when it comes to finances. Okay, he's diverting 10% of his income into Bitcoin every single month. I think, that's an indication, I think, of what we should do. Of course, we don't need to do that because we can buy an income-producing asset that creates more Bitcoin for us. So come and join BitHarvest now. If you've got any questions, any testimonials, then by all means ask Walter to unmute you and put your hand up, and we'll invite you to come and say a few things. So if you've got any questions, anything you'd like explained further, any questions of understanding, if you want to tell us how well things are going for you, how much you love Bitcoin, or if you've just recently joined, why did you join? What are you enjoying about it? What's the thing that grabbed your attention the most? Or any old timers, what did you see in it? Why are you still doing this? Okay, what are you planning for the future? So anybody want to unmute themselves, put your hand up. Walter will unmute you. In fact, I'll just carry on with the next slide and then we'll close this and go back to the main room. So if you like what you've seen, get back to the person who invited you to see this presentation, get your questions answered, get their referral link, and start your own highly profitable Bitcoin boosting business today. So there we go. That's the presentation done. The screen has come back to the main office. Walter's been chatting with people, I can see. So anything there that we should talk about openly, Walter?
No, I think we've got all the questions answered. I haven't seen any additional ones.
Brilliant. Okay, in which case I will stop the recording and I'll stop the live feed.